Oh man, my mic was muted all this time. I start all over again. Yo, what's going on, champions? It's Marquise Money Mike Williams. I'm excited about training today. We got a lot to be thankful about. You know, this is the month to be thankful. We got Thanksgiving right around the corner. And a lot of times during this time, I just use it as a time for reflection. You know, I use it as a time to really think about all the things that I'm thankful for. You know, a lot of times people in life. Okay, that's what's up, Keisha. A lot of times in life, you know, we get so caught up in you know the things that we want, and we get so caught up in the things that you know we're frustrated about, or the things that we're not able to obtain, and we don't fight enough for the things that we're supposed to fight for. You know, a parable that that I have always lived by is, well, not lived by, but a parable that I always heard that always resonates with me is the man with no shoes complained until he met the man with no feet. And the first time I heard that, it really sunk in, and it really touched me, because it's like, dang, man, you know, that's true. It's like a lot of times we complain, we're not really realizing that there's always somebody's situation that could be worse. You know, so, you know, anytime somebody asks me, hey man, how you doing? I say great. Why? Because I know that it could always be worse. I could have just got my tail whooped. But if you ask me how I'm doing, I'm gonna say I'm great. Why? Because I could have just got killed, and I'm in the land of the living, and things are wonderful. You know, man, we're right smack at the end. Really, I was gonna say in the middle, right smack at the end of the biggest JMG net worth promotion that we've had in history. And I get frustrated with myself because, you know, I sat up there and I blame the pandemic. Oh, I can't get out and meet people like I want to meet people. You know, I blame, you know, my family. Oh man, I got to do this virtual learning with these kids, and my time is going here and going there. I'm sharing this with you because I'm letting you know that I'm not perfect. I'm not Superman. I got an S on my chest, but I'm not Superman. I make the same mistakes that a lot of other representatives make. I get caught up in and find myself making excuses, just like a lot of people make excuses. But here's the key. You have to recognize it, and then you have to turn around and do something about it. Because living with regret is one of the biggest mistakes that people can make. But you don't realize it till later. You don't realize it till you right smack in the middle of it. And one of the pictures that I got, and you'll see it, you might have seen it in the background. You know, I don't have it hung up, but for those of you coming later, I'll have it hung up. But this is one of the pictures that I bought because it makes sense to me. It says, every morning you have two choices: to continue to sleep with your dreams, or to wake up and chase them. Now, I know some of you are still in the bed right now, so don't feel like that's a cheap shot at you, because I appreciate you being on training, even if you're in the bed watching. But the whole point of the photo is for you to understand, you know, sometimes we get caught up in the now, in the current lifestyle. And sometimes we hear things and we hear it, and it's like the billboard that we drive past. You know, when we're going to someplace we go to often, we see the billboard, but we don't see the billboard because we feel like, I seen the billboard, I know what it says, it's whatever, right? So during the presentations, I often say, no, Dre, I'm no shots fired. I ain't talking about you. But a lot of times, you know, we hear on the presentation, the reality is most people get so caught up in the current lifestyle that they don't put the proper resources in place to take care of their future lifestyle. And a lot of people just let that go over their head because they don't think it applies to them, because maybe they have a 401k, maybe they have investments, you know, maybe they have some things and they're working towards their future lifestyle. But the bigger part of that statement is, so many times we get caught up in the now money, not realizing that we're giving all our time to the now money, which so many people have found and come to realize during this pandemic, that the now money can leave you. And if the now money leaves you, if you don't have the future money, or if you don't have the provisions in place for the future, that you could be in a very bad position. Now, some people, they're super intelligent and, you know, they can get another opportunity like that. You know, other people, it's not as easy. You know, so we have an opportunity to really reshape and change the world as we know it. And a lot of times, you know, people get so caught up in, oh man, there's this company, there's that company. You know, network marketing, when I first got started, there wasn't 50 million companies, you know, but now there's so many companies that, and so many people have heard about it, that people think, oh, it's just whatever. But think about this for a moment. How many girlfriends or boyfriends have you had before you found the one that really just gave you the warm and fuzzies? Maybe you didn't get married, but there's that one that you just knew that, like, that's your boo, like that's your true love, your first love, whatever the case may be. But during the along the way, we didn't get that girlfriend that was just trifling, and we say, you know what, I ain't dating no more, I'm gonna be a monk. We didn't get that dude that just cheated all the time. You say, you know what, just forget dudes altogether. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna be a nun. Sometimes that bad relationship caused people to switch to the other team, but on the other team, you still have relationships regardless. So my point of the matter is, when you're on the journey, you can't lose sight of the goal. When you're on the journey, you can't lose sight of the goal. And some of you might be at home right now saying, when is he going to get to the exposing training? When is he going to talk to us about, how to get our 3 people or how to get to the next level? This is 90% a mental game, you guys. I always say it, and this goes over a lot of people's head as well. And one of the things that I realize is that I say, until you know why, the how doesn't matter. Until you know why, the how doesn't matter. And a lot of people think they know their why. Well, how are you going to tell me what my why is? I'm not telling you what your why is, but what I'm telling you is a lot of people have forgot how to dream. So when you ask them to dream and you ask them what their why is, they start putting what they think their why should be. Oh, a new car, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, money for college, that makes sense. Money to put the kids through school, that makes sense. A new house, yeah, that sounds great. But it's not things that's really connecting with their heart. It's not things that really, when they think about it, like they got to fight back the tears. They're not things that they're really willing to go to war for. I used to use an example, and then somebody got offended. I'm not a big gun person, right? I got a few pieces to make sure that my family's protected. But, I used to, during training, I used to actually bring out one of my guns, and I used to ask people, if somebody actually put this gun, and I would pick maybe a child or a parent or a relative, put this gun to your relative's head and say, yo, you got 24 hours to get 3 people. What would you do differently? What would you do differently? See, we have to begin to learn to put a demand on our potential. I remember a story one time I was reading, and I like to read different stories and different testimonies. There was a story one time of a little boy, and a little boy used to like playing with his ball in his yard. And he used to throw the ball against the fence. And his parents would say, don't throw the ball against the fence, because if you throw the ball over the fence, there's a huge dog on the other side and you're going to lose the ball, right? So the little boy, kids are hard-headed, especially little boys, but kept throwing it, and he accidentally, it sailed on him one time, went over the fence. So the boy looked, climbed up over the fence. I mean, the fence is a pretty big fence. It's like 6 feet tall. He climbs up and looks over the fence, and he doesn't see the dog. So he's like, bet, I could go and I could get my ball and I could come back and everything's good. Moms don't know what she's talking about, right? So he jumps over the fence. It takes him about 5 minutes to get over it, because he has to stack some things and he has to pull some things and, pull himself over the fence. And he goes and he gets the ball, right? And for those of you who've ever been a kid or ever picked up something, you bend down to pick something up and you're not really paying attention to everything around you. So you bend down to pick it up. And then he hears that chain. And anybody who's ever had a dog before, that chain sound, right? And if it's not your dog and you're in a place that you're not supposed to be, that chain sound is terrifying. So he hears that chain sound and he looks up and he sees the dog running at him at full force. So naturally, he turns around and he starts booking. And he turns around and he throws the ball over the fence. And he literally almost leaps the fence, like he grabs himself and he just pulls himself over the fence. And what took a lot of effort to get over the fence the first time, he did it almost effortlessly the second time because he put a demand on his potential. He had a strong enough why. He didn't want to be that dog's dinner. You know, we see it often in sports. You know, one of the times that sticks out most vividly to me was there was a game between the New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers. And it was an awesome game. I think it was a playoff game. A lot of back and forth action. You know, I think Brett Favre was the quarterback back then. He was slinging and doing his thing. And the New York Giants kicker, dude just sucked this day. I don't know if the cold was getting to him, but he missed like 4 field goals. Man, the dude was horrible that day. So it came down to the end of the game. And it was a tie game, you know, and they got to, it was like a 56-yard field goal, right? 4th down. And the coach got a decision to make. And the coach turned and started looking for the kicker. And the kicker had already trotted out there. He didn't care that he had already missed 4 field goals. He didn't care that, you know, the coach might, you know, question. The coach was thinking about going for it. It didn't matter, you know, if it was 56 yards. But that kicker put a demand on his potential. And when they snapped that ball, he kicked it and it went straight through the uprights. Some of you right now, you're listening to the sound of my voice, and man, you had a great week. You had somebody on every single webinar, you know, as I did this 7-day blitz. Some of you didn't even get on the webinar themselves. And I just want to take a moment. Last week, I didn't get a chance to do it, and he might not even be on, but I want to wish a happy birthday to Marcus Willis. Man, he was out there catching fish. Man, the fish is like as big as the picture I just hung up. Man, there was some big fish. I don't think I've ever seen, definitely never caught a fish that big. But man, salute, you know, the Willis family was out there having a good time, man. And that's what it's really all about. Life is meant to be enjoyed. And we want to help everybody be able to live that type of life and live the lifestyle that they want. But so many people right now, they're struggling, you know, or as you know, they say in the hood, struggling. But they're struggling, man. And you know, they can barely make ends meet. They can barely enjoy life because, you know, they don't know how long, they don't know where their next check is going to come from. They don't have any cash flow. They don't have any leverage. And one of the things that we want to start doing is we want to start educating people. You know, there's a difference between income and cash flow. And there's a lot of people with decent income and even good income, but they have low cash flow and they get mistaken into thinking, oh, I make good money. I make 6 figures. I got a lot of money coming in, and they think that they're successful. And in a way they are. They think that they're successful, but because they have low cash flow, they're not able to enjoy that success. All the money is going out the window. Maybe they're living above their means. Maybe they got into debt. You know, maybe some things happened that were unfortunate, but the person who makes 6 figures, let's say somebody makes $100,000, right? We'll say 120 so that, you know, we could keep it simple for example purposes. So they make $120,000 a year, right? So that's $10,000 per month. Well, if they have $9,000 worth of expenses, then their cash flow is only $1,000, right? Whereas you got this other guy who makes $60,000 a year, you know, so that's $5,000 per month. But if his expenses are only $2,000, you know, we'll say $3,000, and his cash flow is $2,000 a month, he's more wealthy than the guy who makes $6,000. I mean, who makes $10,000 per month because he has more cash flow. And these are the things that we want to start inspiring and educating, you know, our communities about, because a lot of people, you know, I don't know how many people pay attention to the versus battles and hip hop and things of that nature, but I'm watching the versus battle, right? And I'm listening to the guy talk about how he has $5 million worth of jewelry on. And then the other guy, young Jeezy says, he says, I got $5 million worth of jewelry on. Let's have a jewelry battle, right? And then the other guy, he says, man, I own a bunch of real estate. Let's have a real estate battle. I started thinking like, dang, man, I don't really know much jewelry that really appreciates, maybe diamonds here and there, but I know real estate appreciates, so even if they're right here, right now, the person who owns the real estate, they're going to start appreciating and creeping up. They're going to start growing. And that's what it's all about, having assets and having things in place that's going to help you grow. I know you need the now money. I know you need to hustle. You need to grind right now. But remember, your future, your current lifestyle is paid for by your labor. And don't get so caught up in living your current lifestyle that you miss out on your future lifestyle. Because we got a vision to create 100 millionaires. But I'm not able to do it alone, you guys. One of the things I tell people, I don't need you, but I want you. And I want you to have that same mentality as you build your organization. You don't need anybody, but you want them, because together everybody achieves more. We got to have good people on our team so that we could build this prosperity community. That's one of the reasons why we're having, the team event here in Atlanta. For those of you who didn't get the Evite, if you're anywhere in the Atlanta area, man, come on through. Come on to the Williams Manor. We're going to have some chicken wings. We're going to have a good time. We're going to listen to some music. I might break out the Wii. We might play some tennis on the Wii. We're going to get it in, But, man, that's what it's all about, you guys. So training today, I could have trained about anything. But I wanted to speak to your heart. Because as we embark upon Thanksgiving this week, I want you to understand that I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful that you made a decision to take your life to the next level. I'm thankful that you desire something more out of life, that you say, you know what? I'm going to do this. And I'm thankful that you're still in the game. No matter what results that you've been able to get, you understand that the only way to fail is to quit, and that Uncle Sam is financing your business. This is a volunteer army. I can't make you do anything. All I can do is give you the directions and lay the tracks for you to run on and give you the path to get to what you want. But you got to desire it enough to get on that path and get it in. Kind of like that treadmill downstairs. I got the treadmill downstairs. I got it set up. God was good enough to bless me with a new home that had a gym in it. So I don't have to worry about going to Planet Fitness to get on the treadmill. But I still got to have the desire to get up and say, I'm going to walk, run, jog, whatever I want to do on that treadmill to reach the desired health and weight goals that I have. So there's still a lot of real estate in this week, you guys. Today's the 21st. The JMG Net Worth month ends on the 28th. I want to help each and every one of you do 3 things this week. I want to help you get qualified with your 2 customers. And whether we do that in your own household, whether you do that by gathering a customer of a friend or a family member, or whether you do that by obtaining it as a demo account. I want you to understand that wealthy people don't think about how much something costs them. They think about how much something's going to make them. And the simple psychology of it all is if you're not qualified to get paid the big money, then why would you ever do the work to get the big money? So getting qualified is an indication that you're ready to go. You're ready to start becoming a rock star and ready to start reaching, building that leverage towards the $12,000 per month. The second thing I want to help you do, I want to help each and every one of you. I want you to lock in and set up your rapid pay raise. I was very amazed that I talked to several people on the team this week, and they had no idea what a rapid pay raise is. And it made me think like, okay, well, we have the ABCs to success that explains it. We talk about it on every presentation. So are you just not listening, or is it not explained good enough? And I reached out to a couple other people and they said it's definitely explained good enough. So we have to lock in and take our business and our training seriously enough to say, you know what? If I'm going to be successful, I got to learn the skills. I got to learn the craft. Okay, you got to understand that. And when you understand that, then you'll start to get some fire to start doing the work. So we got the rapid pay raise. That in turn allows Uncle Sam to begin to finance your business. It pays for you being qualified with your 2 customers. It pays for any marketing material as we start to expand and I teach you different marketing techniques to expose other people. It gives you additional cash flow to begin paying down your debt so that you can get out of debt faster. And it also builds a testimony. I want you to think about this. And I was talking to one of the guys about this earlier this week. Think about this. How long have you been in the business? And only you know how long you've been in the business. Some have been in, almost a year. Some people just got started last week. And then I want you to think about, have you made the amount of money that you would like to make? Okay. Have you made enough money that you feel comfortable giving a testimony about? That's a better way to put it, right? And now I want you to think about, if you set up your rapid pay raise whenever you got started and you were making an extra $200 to $600 per month, as long as you've been in the business, would you feel comfortable with that testimony? See, if you would have been sharing that testimony for the last month, the last 2 months, the last 3 months, the people that you know would be excited. They'd be like, man, well, you keep talking about this prosperity community to this business and you guys are having fun and you're making, $200 to $600 per month. Man, what's going on? They'd be asking you simply because they heard the testimony, and you'll be able to share other people's testimonies because that was the psychology of building this system. Yeah, the business is great. But network marketing is network marketing. It's gathering customers and teaching other people how to do the same thing. It's the education and the strategy that sets us apart from any other company. We have products and services relevant to everyday life. But I'll keep it 100, you guys. Our credit repair isn't magically better than the other company's credit repair. There's no magic credit repair certification course that our company went through that they didn't go through. It's just there's enough of the pie for everybody to go around. The people that you know resonate with you. People that they know resonate with them. But it's the education and the strategies that we provide that allow us to leg up on other companies. They just talking about making money. But we're talking about strategies to excel and get ahead in life, whether you make business income or not. There's levels to this, and we just do it a little bit different. But if you don't understand it, if you don't allow that to get on the inside of you, if you don't understand the power of it, then there's no way that you can share that with other people. And there's no way you can go out with the subconscious excitement to share with other people. It's like when you got a good significant other at home. If you don't realize how good that significant other is at home, then you out tricking off. You out doing stupid stuff. And it's not until that person bounces on you that you realize, like, yo, like, what was I thinking? And for some of you, it's going to take somebody else coming into the business and being hungry, and then they blow past you and they just blow up in the business. And you're going to be there. You're going to be like, dang, what are they doing that I didn't do? Nothing. They just believed and they just did the work. They just had a why and they wanted it bad enough. They wanted it as bad as they wanted to breathe. Some of you remember that video I played. They wanted it as bad as they wanted to breathe. So I want to help you get your 2 customers this week. I want to help you set up your rapid pay raise this week. And understand this one thing. I'll say this last thing about the rapid pay raise. I ain't in the business to get you guys in trouble with Uncle Sam. I ain't trying to get you caught up with the IRS. That's just going to get you pissed off with me, blame the business, and probably end up quitting anyway. So why would I tell you to do something that's going to hurt you? I want you to understand this. My father-in-law does taxes for a living. My wife has studied taxes, not like TurboTax. Like she went to a class to learn how to do taxes for a living, but she just decided that she liked computer stuff better. All right. I've studied, not on that level, but I've studied and understand the deductions and the home business tax laws. All right. So when I tell you to go get your rapid pay raise, I'm not telling you something that's going to hurt you. I'm even teaching you to leave that room, that margin of error, just so that you will never owe. But here's the caveat. When you're getting, all right, you owe Uncle Sam this, right? But this is exactly what you owe Uncle Sam. And most people have been paying him this. So we're saying, hey, let's pay him what you owe him, right? And then you'll get that extra money back in your paycheck, right? Well, then as you build your home business, I got to look at the hands. I'm trying to look at it on the camera and I'm all unbalanced. As you go to build your business, you get to your expenses turn into deductions. So your taxable income lowers anyway. So you're still overpaying on your taxes in the long run anyway. So it's a win-win situation. Most people still end up obtaining a tax refund. The only difference is when you start balling out in JMG Net Worth, you get back up here. You know, you start have to pay attention. You have to start paying attention when you start making that $6,000 to $12,000 per month. Because now we got to set aside some bread for taxes. All right. Unless you go out and you start buying cars and buying different things, for it to be a deduction. But we don't want you to do that. Our goal is get you out of debt completely. Like the house paid off, the cars paid off, everything paid off. Then you can start going to buy the toys and things of that nature and having fun and start helping the family members and things of that nature. But we want to do it the smart way. All right. So we're going to get the rapid pay raise. We're going to gather your 2 customers so that you're qualified to be able to receive the long-term commissions. And that's the third thing. This week we're gonna partner with your 3 people. All right. And I seen somebody in the chat say that they're trying to come up with their 3. All right. I'm gonna tell you the best way to come up with your 3 is 1, complete the ABCs to success. Because there's no way to do what you don't know how to do. There's no way to do what you don't know how to do. Dre is awesome at barbecuing. If I went out there and said, I want to barbecue like Dre, I'm going to fail miserably because I haven't been trained on how to barbecue. Now, Dre gave me some good training, a couple of weeks ago. So I'll probably be better now than I was before, but I don't have the training on how to barbecue masterfully like Dre. If I was going to, I know Keisha's good at cooking. That's not my ministry because I haven't trained on how to cook. So if I went in there and attempted to cook like Keisha, I'd fail miserably. I'm nice with computers. They call me the minister of technology. But if some people went and attempted to do what I could do with computers, they'll fail miserably because they haven't been trained like I've been trained. So a lot of people get started in the business and they don't schedule for success. What do I mean by schedule for success? They don't schedule productive time for their business. They get on the calls, they get on the trainings, and that's awesome. But then they try to fit their business in their already busy schedule. And that's very difficult. So we got to complete the ABCs to success. And then we want to work together to help you obtain your 3 people, to teach you how to properly expose your people so that you understand the process. Getting 3 people isn't something that we do. It's a process, because there's something called the law of gravity, right? Let me find something that's not going to break. Law of gravity says, yo, if I drop this, it's going to fall. It don't matter how much magician foo-foo dust that I put on it. If I drop it, it's going to fall. There's also something called the law of averages and law of numbers. It says if we expose enough people, that people will join. The problem a lot of people have is they're not exposing enough people. And that's because they don't have confidence in exposing people, because they haven't properly been trained on how to expose people. Now, we did a training about that a couple of weeks ago, and I'll make sure that you guys understand where that archive is, so that you can go back and you can study it, and you can understand the different methods and the different ways to expose people. I believe in teaching non-confrontational, methods, so that if you're not good, if you haven't mastered the skill set of talking to people effectively, you still have the ability to become successful. All right. You still have the ability to become successful. But that's our goal this week. Our goal is to not think about what happened in the past. Not think about if you have 0 people, 1 person, 2 person, 3, how many people you have, unless you have 3 people. But you want to make sure that those 3 people are 3 people that desire their goals and dreams as much as you desire your goals and dreams. You want 3 riders, you want 3 soldiers, 3 people who stay plugged in, who are ready to go after their goals and dreams just as much as you're ready to go after your goals and dreams. All right. So that's our goal this week. And collectively doing those 3 things, that will help you become a star like Dre and Keisha. But if we help those 3 actually get their 2 customers as well, then you'll become a superstar on your way to becoming a rock star. All right. So let's end out this week on a super strong note, you guys. Let's end out this week on making the decision that you want something more out of life, but more importantly, you're willing to do the work that it takes to get it. And as I said last week, you don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to have the most time, because some of you're time broke. You're struggling with your time as it is. It's not about putting a lot of time into the business. It's about being consistent, and being consistent in your efforts during the time that you scheduled. That's why we keep saying schedule for success, because if you schedule a little bit of time and you're consistent in what you do during that little bit of time will grow exponentially. And eventually, one of the people that join your team will be somebody who's not as time broke as you. And they're going to plug into the same information. They're going to be able to plug into the same strategies as you. And they're going to run with the business. And guess what? You're going to get paid from it, because you get paid from what you do, but you get wealthy from what you start. And because you introduced them and they ran with it, you're going to be in a position to create that leverage. So as I always do, I want to open it up. Anybody have any questions, right? I feel like, we had some good team talk, but, I want to make sure that there's the ability for it to be interactive. Does anybody want to jump on and share their testimony? Everybody got their hair cut, they chiseled up. Anybody want to jump on and share something? Man, I've been dying to use this share the screen technology, and nobody wants to jump on the screen with me. Anybody? Some of y'all's in y'all bed clothes. Like, I ain't dressed. I got my robe on. It's funny, with the virtual technology going on every day. You see people. I was looking at SportsCenter the other day. My man he was suited and booted, and he made the mistake and got up. And my man had his boxers on still. But you got to do what you got to do. But if nobody has any questions, man, those of you in the Atlanta area, find a way to make it out tonight. I know a lot of times, the devil tries to get in the way. He breaks down your car. He tells you you're not feeling well, things of that nature. But all he's trying to do is cause you to miss your blessing. Successful people find a way. Just open your mouth and ask. Ask somebody for a ride. Ask somebody to help you out. Don't have too much pride, because pride and fear are the only things that will hold you back, not only in this business, but in life. So with that, you guys, always remember, you got a question? You gonna jump on the screen, Dre? Is that what you're saying I do for? Or is that Keisha who's gonna jump on with us? Keisha gonna come share her excitement? Is that what I'm saying? I won't put you guys on the spot till next week. Even though I did tell Dre last week that I want him on this week, but I'm not gonna put him on the spot today. You guys, we got a lot of fun, man. It's gotta be fun. Don't allow this to be a burden. It's not a second job. This is a prosperity community that we're building to have fun, make money, and change our lives in the process of changing other people's lives. We want to become attractive to other people. Nobody wants a second job or a third job if they already got a second job. We have to be attractive in providing people in something that they don't have. Okay, Trey. Okay, Keisha, I'm gonna hold you to that next time. We got to be attractive in providing people with something that they don't have. And if all they see is stress and struggle and heartache and frustration, they got that already in their life. So, not sure how. Click the link that I sent you, Dre. It's right there. Because I know you're not on your phone, you're on your computer, because you don't like to do it on your phone. So, but tonight, you guys, we're going to get together. If you haven't RSVP, please click on the RSVP link. I know there's nothing worse than not having enough food at an event, and my wife will kill me, you know, so I want to make sure that I have enough food. You know, my wife loves to entertain, even though she's, you know, she's acting funny right now. You know, that's one thing I love about my wife. You know, she we'll have a George and Wheezy moment, but we'll get to the party, we'll get to the event. She'll act like she loves me to the moon and back. And then I'll be shook. We'll get in the car and I'll be like, yeah, baby. And she'll be like, don't talk to me. But we'll set it up for next time, Dre. I'll make sure that I educate everybody on how to get on the camera, get plugged in so that we can start doing testimonies, because I want to start utilizing this technology as we do the presentations as well, so that we can start sharing a testimony with people on how they're, you know, becoming a star, how they're getting their rapid pay raise, and how they're doing some different things. You know, I got some friends in this industry who've been utilizing this technology, and it's really been helping them build their business. Oh, there you go, Dre. Hold on, let me add you to the stream.
I am driving in the car, but I did want to say one thing real quick. Not my testimony. We can do that next week. Okay. But I did want to challenge the whole team, to everybody. Let's go back and redo the ABCs, even if you've done it before, because I've had a few people this week alone say, I really want to get my 3, and help me find 3 people. And I think that a lot of people don't understand it. The goal isn't to set out to find 3 people. The goal is to get 3 people, but the goal is to expose multiple people. And by exposing 20, 30 people a week, you'll get your 3 people. But if you set out to locate and find 3 people that you think will do this business, it's not going to work that way, because everybody on this team is not somebody I thought would do it, but you're someone that I exposed to it, and you're doing it. So I stopped thinking about who will do the business and started thinking about, how am I going to get to my 20? I have a goal of 20 people a week that I expose. And just like I said last week, my guy Stevie, he's coming to the business tomorrow. I exposed that guy 6 months ago. I didn't think whether he would do it or whether he wouldn't do it. We were just in a conversation. I sent him the Time to Focus link and said, hey, check this business out and let me know if you're interested. And we went from there. So one thing is, you got to expose multiple people. The other thing is, you got to realize that they have their own timeline for when they may come in. So I challenge everybody to, and that's all spoken about in the ABCs to success. Let's go back and look at those and pay those a lot of attention. It's not a lot of time, but that'll help you understand that, you know, let's get out of the mindset of getting 3 people and get in the mindset of exposing.
I appreciate that, Dre. Definitely. Dre said it best. I mean, go back, check out the ABCs. Each The 48-hour pre-launch is 30 minutes worth of content. The business launch is 30 minutes worth of content. So it's not a lot of time. And just like Dre said, all no means is not now. So as you embark upon, work with people, and as you embark upon, exposing people, if they say no, number one, don't take it personal, because they're not saying no to you. They're saying no to the opportunity for themselves at that moment. People's window is either open or it's not. And right now, their window might be closed, but that's okay, because when we have a promotion, that's the best time to go back to somebody and say, hey, man, I know I talked to you about this business, running the promotion. You got to take another look at it. Our goal is simply to get them in front of the information. Once they see the information, we sort them into the yes bucket or the no bucket. It's that simple, you guys. So for those of you coming out tonight, be safe on your way out. I'm putting your names at the gate. So when you drive up, just let them know, you're here, to come to, 3253 Chippingwood, Marquise Williams. Your name should be at the gate. They'll let you through. And, when you get here, you can just park right in front of the house on the street or the driveway, whichever is, easiest for you. We probably just park in the driveway and keep it simple so we don't have to deal with any neighbors. But, man, I'm excited about tonight, you guys. I look forward to seeing you all. And, I'll see you at the top, and I'll see you at the bank. Peace.